everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a testing video on the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. Now I've wanted to try this and test this in a video for such a long time, but what I wanted to do was test it a few times first before I film this so that I know if I actually liked it or not. But there is a wear test in this. You can see how things go on top, and also the formulation, the price, everything like that will be included in this video. So if you want to see how this lasts and how much it is and everything like that and how gorgeous it makes your skin, just keep watching and you will find out. So get ready to see a scary Megan with no makeup. Let's go. So starting off with, I've actually already done my eyes. They're not completely done, but I will finish them once I've done the foundation. Just because obviously this is testing out the foundation. And before I actually carry on, if you can hear any cars coming past, like right now, there's one coming past, as I say, this typical. It is so hot today. It's currently 27 degrees as I'm filming this. That might be really loud, you know. But it's currently 27 degrees as I'm filming this, and it's so hot, so you're probably going to be able to hear everything outside. But I do apologise. I'm so warm, so I need it open. Starting off with, I thought I'd tell you a bit about the foundation. So this is what the packaging of the outside box looks like, and can I just say it's the weirdest, like, well, not weird because I really like it. It's almost like a velvety, you can't describe it, it's one of the things you have to feel, but it's like a velvety outer layer of the packaging. I got mine in the shade Megalicious, I believe it's pronounced, that's how it's spelled. I don't know if the light's any different today, I don't actually have my studio lights because it's so sunny. But that's the shade that I got. But like I said, this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. It says it's a high coverage cream foundation. And this is what the actual packaging looks like. I really like the packaging of this. I think it looks really sleek and I just really like it. A lot of people did say about this when it first came out that they wish that it was glass. It is plastic, but I think it just looks really pretty anyway. I have actually used this about 3 times just because I think with the foundation you need to test it a few times first to see how you like it, so then I can do an actual testing video on how I actually found it because I know a bit more about it and how it wears and stuff like that. So like I said, mine's in the shade Megalicious, and this is what the pump looks like. It does come with a pump, which is really handy because some just don't. Oh no, I've got a fingerprint mark on it. Yeah, so it comes in a pump, which like I said, really handy. This might be a tiny bit dark for me today because it is actually my tan screwing off day, which is why my hands aren't looking amazing. So we're just going to have to roll with it because I really wanted to film this today while it's really hot because it will put the foundation to such a test, and we'll see whether it will last because I will do a wear test throughout the rest of the day. Just completely forgot to put my primer on. I did this yesterday as well, I don't know why. But I'm going to use the Benefit Professional as always, like I said before. When I use different base products, I like to use the prep stuff that I know works for my skin. I did actually use the Ordinary one for quite a while, and if you've been on my channel before, you'll know that I've used it quite a lot recently. Then I found out it was completely breaking me out. I don't know if you can tell on this camera, but like it's completely broke me out because I only used to apply it in my T-zone, and I started getting lots of spots and breakouts and bits like that on my T-zone, so I tried it a week without. And I figured that it was actually breaking me out, which is such a shame because it is quite a good primer, but I'm not about like it breaking me out. Like I said before I start, I'll just give you a bit of a background on this foundation and what it claims to do. So obviously, if you don't know, Huda Beauty, Huda is actually a YouTuber. If you don't follow Huda on Instagram, she is quite popular on there. That's kind of how she's got a following. And then she released a makeup brand. I know that she has lots of eyeshadow palettes, liquid lips, that's kind of what she's most popular for. However, I've not actually tried anything from her before, so I was really excited to try this. It says, from her own personal journey, I'm just reading it off my phone, with problematic skin, Faux Filter Foundation is packed with ultra-refined pigmentations to blur imperfections, conceal hyperpigmentation, and help your overall complexion appear smoother. So this is supposed to be really full coverage. It says it's inclusive for every skin tone and ethnicity. She has so many shades for this. I believe mine's in the medium. I think it's near the end of medium to the tan part, but if you can't find your shade in this, then I'll be very surprised because there is a lot. Huda devoted 2 years to developing a broad colour spectrum ranging from fair, beige, olive and rich tones, as well as everything in between. This intelligent liquid formula blends seamlessly with skin and dries to a radiant matte powder finish that looks luminous, never dry or cakey. It's like a demi matte, so it's not really matte but it's not really dewy. So let's test this out and put it on my face and wrap myself in the eyelash apparently, and see how it looks. I'm just going to apply some of the beauty with a what? With a what? What I'm trying to say? With a beauty blender. I'm just going to bounce this into the skin. One thing I have found with this might be a little too dark. One thing I have found with this, it does oxidize slightly. So, like I said, this is a little dark for me today. So, with it oxidizing as well, don't really know how this is going to go. It matches me when obviously, what have I got on my neck? I've got eyeshadow on my neck. See, this fits me perfectly when I'm freshly tanned or any day in between, but my tan's been on for about a week now, so it does need scrubbing off. I don't know if you just saw that, but I had a lot of like breakouts, completely covered the red straight away. I know the colour difference looks mad, but once the whole face is done and it's blended down my neck and stuff, it'll look completely fine. This is quite yellow toned, which I really like. As somebody who fake tans, it is hard to find yellow toned foundations. I'm just going to bounce this side as well. Like I said, the main difference at the minute will be the colour, because my FAUX, I just can't get my words out today. I think the sun's done something to me. My face has got no fake tan left on it, so that's why it looks so mad, but I promise in person it looks fine. Like I said, it completely covers. One thing that I have on my face that I always like to cover personally is my freckles. I'm not a huge fan of them on me. Some people look amazing with freckles, but personally I just like to cover mine up. So as you can see, this completely covers the freckles up, and you can't see anything. Like, it literally does put a filter on your face, like the name. Just bouncing this. I have found with this foundation as well, you need a lot less than other foundations. I don't know if it's because it's of a thicker formulation, but even though it is thicker, you can't feel it on your skin at all, because as you know, I hate foundations that are really, really thick, that just feel like a mask, but this one doesn't do that. 3 pumps completely covered all my face. I do use a lot of foundation anyway, so that is kind of the standard amount. Normally I use about 4 or 5, so 3 is really good for me. Oh, and I didn't actually say how much this was it? I believe it's £32. They sell it on Cult Beauty, Selfridges. They also sell it in Harrods if you're from the UK. It's quite pricey, but you do get, I remember, yeah, 35ml. 35ml for a foundation is a lot of product, so even though it's £32, you get 35ml. So I think that is quite reasonably priced, but obviously it depends how much you want to pay. So just taking another pump of that foundation and putting it down my neck, because as you can probably tell from the camera, it is slightly too dark. Carrying on with the base, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape. Now this is going to be one full coverage face because they're both really full coverage. So I'd show you how everything applied on top, like so. So I just go ham with this, to be honest. I'm all about full coverage, as you can probably tell by my face right now. I'm also going to put this a tiny bit down the centre of my face, just to kind of lighten this up a tiny bit, because like I said, it is a tiny bit dark today. So just blending this in. What I do find with this foundation though is it does seem to cover texture on your face. Obviously not massive spots, because that's actually impossible if only there was a way to do that. But like little bits of texture on your face, it just covers it. I think this would be amazing if you've got oily or dry skin, to be honest, because mine is more dry now. It used to be more oily, which is really strange, but my skin is a lot more dry as I've got older. To set this in place, I'm going to use, as always, my Beauty Bakery flour powder. I am going to bake as well, because sometimes foundations just hate when you bake. And because I have used this a few times, it did seem to hold up really well, but I am intrigued to see how this lasts today, because it's so hot. Like, when is it ever 27 degrees in England? Like, you okay, hun? I didn't actually say when I was putting the foundation on, because I'm just so used to it now. But it has such a strong scent. If you're one of them people that hates scent in product, you're going to hate this, because it's really strong and you can smell it once it's on your face. Also going to set my face with the same powder, just with a big brush. Also just going to wipe the bake away like so. One thing I have found with this foundation, it's not the concealer, because I've used the concealer with many different foundations, but it does kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but it does kind of keep a bit of powder there. So you have to work a bit harder to try and remove it. This is such TMI, but one thing I always get when it's really hot is a really sweaty like moustache bit here, which does actually need doing. I bleach my hair there because I get it really thick, so if you can see any kind of texture there, that's what it is. That's probably also TMI, but I really don't care. This is how the foundation is looking. So it's really, really pretty. Really full coverage. I don't think it looks cakey whatsoever. I do feel like over time it can start to look a tiny bit cakey. That's just how my skin holds it. Like, that's nothing to do with the foundation. My skin is so fussy of foundations. So it is hard to find a good one that kind of suits my skin. So what I'm going to go do now is finish the rest of my makeup and then I'll be back. I'm back now. I've completely finished my makeup and this is such a different look for me. But I love it. If you've watched Jordan Lipscomb's last video, I kind of tried to recreate the look that she did, and I love it so much. And I never normally like pink, so love this. Go check that video out if you haven't already, because she literally does the same eyes as this, and they look insane. So I'll leave it down below. What I'm gonna go do now is go and do my hair, because I haven't done that yet today. I'm gonna go curl it, and then I am going to go sort a few bits and bobs that I need to do. Obviously my hair is the main priority because I'm not feeling it right now. I'm going to keep checking back in the day so you can see how it wears. So far this foundation looks insane. I really like it. The coverage is insane. Everything went on top so nicely. But like I said, today it's going to be such a test for this because it's 27 degrees outside, which in England is a lot. So the time is currently 4:31 right now. That is the time. I'm going to go do my hair. Like I said, I am filming this a bit later today because I had a driving lesson this morning. So I will see you in about 2-3 hours to check in to see how this is doing. Hopefully it still looks the same. We'll soon find out. So it's been about 2 hours. The time is now currently 6:40, as you can see. So nothing has changed whatsoever. It still looks exactly how it was before. I said before it was a tiny bit cakey, but that's what it was like when it went on. This is what it's currently looking like. As you can see, it still looks really full coverage. Nothing's really changed whatsoever. Please do excuse my eyebrows that they need waxing. I'm literally awful today. I need to still do everything. But as you can see, really full coverage, not lost anything at all. Everything's still on perfectly. Nothing's gone funny on top. So it's so far at the 2 hour mark. Still looking perfect as you'd expect because it is more of a pricey foundation, so you'd expect it to stay on at least 2 hours. Well, I actually did just film this clip as well. I had a bit of like daisy in my hair because I've been outside making daisy chains thinking I was back in primary school, I think. Yeah, I should be back in about, I don't know how long I'll be, to be honest. I'll be back in a few hours to show you how it's worn and what it looks like then, and I might do a few other check-ins as well. But for now, 2 hour mark, very impressed. See you in a bit. Hey guys, so the time is exactly 8 o'clock and we're currently on a dog walk, so I thought I'd do my wear check while we're out because it's natural light. I don't know how the sun's picking now because it's just about to set, but this is how the foundation's looking. Once again, nothing has changed. It all looks really good. Mom's staring at me ahead walking the dog. Oh, it's because there's a dog in the field. Yeah, but like I said, we're walking. Still looks fine. This dog's probably going to go mad at our dog. Hello everybody, I thought I'd do this last check-in as a vloggy style because I've just took my makeup off. Vloggy? What does vloggy mean? You get what I mean? Like a vlog style, because I just took my makeup off. I took my lashes off actually, not my makeup. What am I trying to say? Let me start again. I just took my lashes off and I was like, oh, I need to film the last bit of the video for you guys. Time is currently 11:15. So that means the foundation has been on for... Let me try and work this out because maths is not my strong point, not simple maths anyway. So it's only been on for 8 hours. So this is how it's looking. I don't know why this camera is making my forehead look really shiny because it's not. But literally it still looks exactly the same as it did when I put it on. Whoever's showing you in the mirror makes it look any different. But it literally looks exactly the same. Like, it still looks really flawless. If anything, it has oxidized a tiny bit. So it does look a bit darker than when it was first put on, but apart from that, like if you want the coverage and everything like that, and for it to stay all day, it definitely does. But if anything, I'd recommend getting the shade down. Overall, I would buy this foundation personally. I do think it is quite reasonably priced for £32 because obviously you do get a lot of money. You do get a lot of product for your money. But I will leave a link to it down below if you want to check it out. Mine was in the shade Trailishes, like I said. If I was to buy it again, I probably would go shade down because it does slightly oxidise. However, it is really yellow toned, which I love. I'm going to take my makeup off and get ready for bed now because I have college tomorrow. But if you did enjoy this video, I'd love if you could give a big thumbs up, subscribe down below and comment below whether you would want to try this foundation out yourself and what you thought of it and how it wore. But apart from that, I'll see you next Friday for a new video. Bye guys!